Ah yes, the good old peak cola. I'm pretty sure I never saw those people in the front. Who are they and what are they doing in the show? I don't like change. I'm pretty sure it's not illegal to sell some stones or glass as crystals. Where the heck did they pull these massive stomachs out of? I'm pretty sure they didn't have these before. Okay, I hope you're ready for some science facts with Niceless. Tyler tries to decide between the puma and the panther shirt, but, and now hold your horses, it's the same cat. There is no difference between the puma and the panther, probably the reason why they put that joke in here. Puma and panther describe the same cat. Other names would be cougar or mountain lion. And the puma is actually a small cat. Ironically, there's a genus called Panthera, which describes the larger cats, like leopards and jaguars. And the puma actually doesn't fall under that genus, meaning panther is actually a misleading name for a puma. Now, nobody can tell you anymore that YouTube videos don't make you more knowledgeable. They also locked Tyler inside the shop, but they actually only closed the door. So I'm pretty sure he could just, escape through a window, because there are windows in the shop that he could just open from the inside. So they didn't really lock him inside. I don't know what the plan was. I guess we'll just go with it. And as you probably already noticed, normally you get a setup in the intro scenes for the main theme of the episode, or the main themes, but this time we didn't get that. This is the first episode where we don't really get a setup for what's about to happen in this episode. I just wanted to point out the fact that there's actually a little text written on the foundation of the diner that says Gravity Falls 1883 Diner. So now we know how old at least the diner actually is, which would be 129 years, which is a pretty old diner. This number comes from the fact that Gravity Falls actually plays out in the summer of 2012. Ah, good thing they put that sign there. Otherwise I couldn't have guessed that they have food in a diner. Wow, mind blown. Ah, those pancakes, including the sign, weren't there before when the Pines family entered the diner. Ah yeah, that's solid family support. Ah, so a little bit later than usual, but now we actually got the setup for the main theme of this episode, being centered around stereotypes of manly men and being happy with who you wanna be and not letting other people influence that. Oh yeah, this is probably gonna be awful to watch. Who the heck approved this line? Dipper just said he's getting ready to manhandle this manhandle. The S&P department complained about some other lines and scenes in this show, but they let this one through? Seems a bit odd, but hey, apparently they didn't have a problem with it. Ah yeah, as a wise man once said, when in doubt, pinky out. Okay, so this seems a bit scuffed. Dipper didn't even push the, let's call it a joystick, forward. He just pressed it down like it's a motorcycle brake, while Manly Dan actually pushed it forward. So I guess this was rigged from the start. He says pancakes for everyone, but the Pines actually didn't get any pancakes, except the one that landed on Dipper's head. Earlier, when they sat down at the table, Stan actually ordered a small plate of ketchup for Dipper. But that definitely ain't no ketchup on that little plate. Ah yes, the freeze frames in this show. They are just immaculate. So here we get a short scene of Dipper getting drenched by a broken fire hydrant, which the policeman actually comments on that it's another hydrant that was broken, so there were a few before. And only the last time when I was watching the episode while writing the script, I noticed that this is actually a setup for a scene that comes later in the episode, where they explain why these fire hydrants are broken. And of course, Dipper being Dipper, he overthinks the fact that the woman said she was looking for the mailman, male spelled M-A-I-L, and he interprets it as her meaning the mailman, M-A-L-E, telling him he's not man enough. I don't know if I'm overthinking this, the stuff that's said on this package of jerky, but it says, real man jerky, you're inadequate. My interpretation of that would be real man, and then they cut out the R, jerky, meaning being jerks. That's why it says you're inadequate, but that could absolutely be overthinking the whole shebang, and it's just some random packaging. Yeah, they definitely try to hammer home the fact that this dude is supposed to be the epiphany of being manly, and apparently also that he's absolutely deranged. I mean, we're probably used to it by now. Things vanishing is something that happens every day in Gravity Falls. But the jerky package just vanished from one scene to another. Either that, or the Manator ate the whole thing, which also seems like a possibility. And so the Manator gives Dipper a pep talk after apparently being able to smell his emotional issues, and takes him to his hideout, where he actually just breaks through the wall. And the first few times I watched this scene, I thought, why is there no Dipper-shaped breakthrough in the wall? But then I watched it frame by frame, because I wanted to see what Dipper does, and you can actually see him ducking down right before they hit the wall. And we're back with some more interesting decor in the background. This time, it's in the Manator man cave, where I think they have a dragon skull lying around. I don't know how they got that, if they slain one, or if there was a dragon in that cave that just died. Don't know, but it looks like a dragon skull. Be warned, this is what happens to you if you use too much steroids. Probably. Shouldn't that golf cart be destroyed? Didn't we see it get busted up in the first episode? Why is it still there? Did they repair it? Is that a new golf cart? Or is it an inconsistency? Now we get to see Mabel's part of this episode, which is turning Stan into a more gentleman-like guy, I suppose. Or at least into someone who doesn't look like he hasn't showered in a month. Which is probably supposed to be a little bit of a counterpart to what Dipper is trying to do, becoming more rough, more manly in his case. And Mabel is trying to bring out the softer side of Stan. Where the heck did she pull that notebook out of? There was nothing behind that desk. And it didn't look like she took it from the top of the chair. Probably some more witchcraft of hers. And here we get a scene where we get a display of Dipper's character again, with him using his brain, while the Manitors don't seem to be able to actually outsmart them into teaching him, even though they said they wouldn't, by telling them they are a bunch of chickens and not man enough to teach him their way of becoming a man. Which is also interesting, because apparently he has no problem standing up to a bunch of absolutely yoked half-humanoids, but he has a problem standing up to his little sister and his uncle. Seems a bit off. While Mabel is training Stan to smile, if you can call it that, we actually get a glimpse of his tattoo that he has on his right shoulder blade. But because this tattoo is linked to the later episodes in Season 2, it wouldn't really make sense to explore and explain everything about it now, so we'll leave it until the time comes. These posters look like something a dude that thinks the Sigma male grind set is a real thing would post on Twitter. Oh yeah, these tattoos absolutely scream manly man. Wait, hold up. Are they practicing cannibalism? I'm pretty sure the guy that just got eaten is a Manotaur himself. Not 100%, but sure enough. Oh, and how the heck did Dipper not see Leaderor? He's a gigantic Manotaur, just standing on the left of him. How could he not see him? Apparently, they also have the skull of a giant unicorn lying in the background of this ceremony, besides the original dragon skull that we saw earlier. Of course he can breathe fire. Why not? Why shouldn't he? That was a bit unnecessarily destructive. I'm pretty sure he could have just ran past those branches. He also grew a monobrow while training with the Manotaurs. To be honest, this kind of body seems pretty impractical biologically. Dipper says the multi-bear has 7 heads, but of course, I had to recount to be sure, and he actually has 8 heads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 on the back. What kind of Naruto Spider-Man crossover shit is this? When did he learn those moves? After throwing Stan a bit under the bus by saying that Lazy Susan is going to like dating him because nothing needs more fixing than Grunkle Stan. What exactly was that look from Lazy Susan? This scene makes it pretty clear that Mabel doesn't really understand the concept of glass or transparent objects in general. Stan really sums up how this whole episode comes together in the end. Being a man doesn't mean doing all the things that the Manotaurs did, but basically being confident in your own opinion. That of course doesn't only apply to men. That's a general thing to keep in mind. That you shouldn't let yourself be influenced too much just because your opinion differs from anyone else's. After getting through this deeper topic, we actually get a hint at Mabel apparently being able to see through clothes, because there's no way that she could have just seen the chest hair that Dipper had behind a t-shirt. Ah yes, the casual display of public indecency. And with this, we end this episode of Mysteries of Gravity Falls. Some episodes just don't have that much stuff to discuss, so this one is one of those episodes. It's a bit shorter than the other ones, but I hope you still enjoyed it, and I hope you have an amazing day, and to see you in the next episode. Until then, see ya!